you. Excited for today. I'm going to give it a second for folks to kind of join, and then we're going to get this thing rocking and rolling. If you are watching on the replay, thank you for watching whenever you could. So I do appreciate that. I am waiting for our guest to join via the link. They will get it shortly, and then we'll get this thing started. Hey, Veronica, how are you? What's up, Iwi? Good morning. Good morning, everybody. How are you? What's up, Lynn? Hey, David. What's up, Megan? Hey, Scott. Hello, Maya Reeds. Good to see you, Jay Nice. What's up, Kimber? Hello, Tara, Sage, Sharon. You guys are coming in quick. Good morning, Annette. Good morning, Cheryl. Good to see everybody. Hey, Rachel. What's up, people? Amy, good to see you. Christine. Hello, hello, Rebel. What's up? How are you guys? Hey, Lisa. If you are watching me on the tube of you, the stack of sub or the book of faces, please speak so that I can greet you because I don't get to see you when you join unless you speak to me. So, hey, Lisa, what's up, Heather? Good to see you. Hey, Grammy, hope you got a grip. Good morning, Brandy. Good morning, Allie Nicole. I believe she's in the restroom, sis. I think she's in the bathroom. No problem at all. Okay, great. So Aziz is going to be joining us with Geraldine in about 5 to 10 minutes while they get things kind of set up and going on their side. Good to see everybody this morning. Good morning, Colleen. Listen, I'm really excited to talk to Aziz. I know he's a little bit nervous, but I told him there's no need to be nervous. He's amongst friends and all the things. And so we're going to get to hear from his perspective, which I'm anxious to hear about, right? And so I am going to ask you to do all the things, which means send your little heart up there, right? Your daily heart me. Make sure that you like and share the live. Make sure that you add it to your story so that we can get things pushed out. Because the more people that we bring into the awareness of what is actually happening in Palestine and what Israel is actually doing, then, you know, maybe the more we will get our shit together as a country. Hey, Tara Love, good to see you. What's up, JS4292? Good to see everybody. Thank you for sharing the live, Brandy. Hello, Erica. Nice to see you. Let me ask you this. If there is anybody that's watching this for the first time, can you please do me a favor and put a 1 in the comments? What's up, Cam? Put a 1 in the comments if you are joining for the very first time. I'm severely dehydrated, by the way. I didn't drink enough the last couple of days. If you are new, Ezra, good to see you. Welcome, welcome. What's up, lady every day? How are you? Is Ezra the only person who's new? Anybody else new? Put a 1 in the comments so I can greet you. I feel like Sunday morning back when I was young in church, and it was everybody say hi to your neighbor. Neighbor? That's how it feels. What's up, MC Clark? What's up? I know, Mama Dukes. I'm just saying. Nancy, good to see you. Thanks for joining. I love that you guys are coming in here and getting a look at things. So good morning, Sherry. Good to see you too. So as you can see, I'm very not very well put together today, and that's okay, right? What's up, Hill? Hey, Elizabeth, because let me just tell you, right? We make things work however we make things work. And I don't have a full-fledged staff. It is just me making things happen. And I just moved. Good morning, Angie. And what's up, Astrid? Salam. And so, you know, we got to get things in where we can make them fit. And so I'm still unpacking boxes, just made breakfast for everybody. Still have to unpack my things and get settled. So what you get today for this interview is me in a bandana and some yoga pants and a t-shirt. Good morning, Ahmed. Salam, Ahmed. Appreciate it, Amy. So, you know, we're just going to rock with what we got and make it happen. I want to say a couple of things about today and this interview, and I have a feeling that that TikTok's not being nice to me because of the subject matter, but that's okay. I'm not worried about it. TikTok will get over it. Good morning, Sunflower Fish. So listen, this might be your favorite. This is what it is, Chick. I did do the stuff for my face because I have a condition on my face called melasma. And so, you know, melasma can cause like dark spots on your face or whatever. And so I did all my treatment, put my stuff on, my sunblock, and then a little covering. So, got to do what we got to do. So, all right. So listen, let me just go ahead and say this. And if one of my moderators can do me a favor and pin this comment to the top, I will be opening the panel at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will be opening my panel at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and not before then. The reason I won't be doing it before then is because we are going to be doing this interview with Aziz, and I want everybody to be able to appreciate it, Maine. I want everybody to be paying attention, so that we can get the information that we need to get. I'm going to have him join us now. I'm really excited about this, I'm super grateful to everybody that participated in the flotilla. TikTok, here's what I'm going to try to do for you, because TikTok be acting crazy. I'm going to attempt to let you watch them with me, okay? Good morning, Cheryl. I may only be able to do that for a minute, and then I might have to, let you just listen in. But we will rock with it and see what we get. You know what I mean? So that's what we're going to do. All right. So I am going to take this down. Wait, first, why don't I add Aziz to the screen? Hey,
hello, Danny. How are you?
I am so good. How are you, my friend?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good. Let me get TikTok so that they're able to see you as well. I appreciate you taking some time to talk to me. Hey, Geraldine. Yeah, we were teasing Geraldine the other day about when she would be live on the boat and you would come on camera and all the women in the chat would be like, oh, he's so handsome. He's so handsome. And nobody knew that you guys were together at the time. So it's really funny, but cute. Okay, so I have lots of questions. Thanks, Jim. I appreciate you. Okay, so just so everybody knows, we are live on TikTok, Substack, the Tube of You, and Facebook, right? And I am interviewing Aziz Meliani, who is a participant from the flotilla. Did I say it right?
Yes, it's nice.
Look at that. And he's going to be sharing with us what it was like for him. We'll talk about where he's from, what made him join the flotilla, what it was like being at sea. He is the mechanic, by the way. He's the reason they were able to go as far as they went and got things done. And then, of course, what it was like to be intercepted and to be illegally taken into Israeli custody. So, and then what the plans are for moving forward. So I appreciate you guys for sitting down and talking. So Aziz, no need to be nervous at all. We're going to just hang out. Listen, we are going to be talking like we're sitting at the kitchen table, right? So just, I don't do fancy stuff around here. We just talk.
Yes, I don't have this habitude.
So tell people where you are from, and how you ended up on the flotilla.
Well, okay, I'm from Tunisia. I'm from the north of Tunisia, BZ. I'm mechanic. I have studied like 5 years boats mechanic.
Yeah.
And then I have found the publication on Facebook. They say that the flotilla need people like captains and mechanic for the SUMUD flotilla. And I called the number, and they asked me some question, and it was like 10 or 50 question. And they said, okay, you will be with us on the flotilla. That's it.
Just that simple. So I think it's different because you're from Tunisia, right? And so here in the States, it is different because so many people in the United States of America didn't and still don't recognize what's happening in Palestine, right? But where you are, people already know. And so is that what made it like, it was just like, yeah, this is something I'm going to do. Of course, they need people like me. I can do it.
Yeah, we know the Palestinian case from we are young here in Tunisia. Like we know this is our cause. It's our case too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is the thing that I love. So I want to make sure that people who hear this understand. So a lot of times you will hear the rhetoric here in the United States is that um, that there are countries around that don't support Palestine, that it's that they're not on their side, that they are against the resistance and the state of Palestine coming into existence, and that's not the case. Um, People like Aziz, you heard what he said. He said it's our case too. And I think that that's so important for people to realize. I'm getting super emotional right now. Sorry.
Hmm. She's
Is
so cute.
um, that it's their case too, and it doesn't have to be. And for me, I think it's so beautiful um, for it to matter when it doesn't necessarily have to. So I just want people to take that with them is that Palestine is not standing on their own. In America, it seems that way because we haven't known, but you guys have known for a long time. Can you share with people what you know about Palestine and what's been happening to Palestine for years?
From we are young, Danny, we saw our parents like my father. He was always angry when we saw the news from Palestine and what the Israeli occupation doing there. It was
Mhm.
it was like before we know what is we saw our parents are so angry and so mad when they say saw the news and
Yeah.
this yeah.
So the things that because our news is different. When we hear about what's happening in the Middle East, we hear it through a propaganda machine from Israel's perspective, right? In the United States, it's this is their favorite phrase. Israel has the right to defend itself. That's what they always say. But you get different news. So in Tunisia, what's the news that you get to see about what's happening in Palestine?
We saw that Palestine was Palestine, not like now they call it like Israel. It's it's Palestine,
Yeah.
and and uh, and the history from the 48, all this thing it's changed. It's not the same.
Yeah.
The history, the England, they help the Israeli to get there. The Zionists to get to Palestine.
So this is something that I didn't know until recently, right? Because I was brought up Christian and in the South in America. And so just so that everyone else understands what he's telling you is that when people say the land belonged to Israel, no, it did not. And it didn't belong to the British to give to the Jewish Zionist nation. So Palestine has been Palestine. And in 1917 is when we had the Balfour Declaration, when they were in the middle of World War One, and Palestine was part of the Ottoman Empire. And the British sent a letter. Lord Balfour sent a letter to Lord Rothschild saying, "Oh yeah, we're happy to tell you that we agree. You can, yeah, we're going to give you a state in in Palestine that's for the
Mm,
Jewish Zionists." And it specifically says, I want you all to hear this. It specifically says Zionists, and it tells them to tell the Zionist Federation. So this is not about, and I want to be clear, this is not about Jewish people because
yeah.
Jewish people exist in Palestine. It's about Zionists. Yes, Aziz?
Yes, yes. It's not about Jews. We in Tunisia we have so many Jews, and everywhere, in like every state in Tunisia we have Jews. But after this, at the 17th, I think it was like. like so bad because the Jews of Tunisia they go there too. They go
They went to Israel,
yeah,
to what became Israel, right? Yeah.
yeah,
So, how does it make you feel? Because you're Muslim, right?
yeah. I'm born Muslim. Yeah,
Yeah.
my
So,
parents are Muslim.
yeah. So, one of my best friends is also Muslim. And from what I know about your faith, it is one of the most peaceful, loving faiths that there is. Um, when you hear people, when you hear people demonizing the way that you believe and the way that you pray, and making it seem like you all don't want anyone else to exist. How do you feel as a person? Because like I see you, and your face just looks so kind to me. Your smile looks friendly. I feel this way about most of the Palestinians that I have met. Um, how do you feel about a propaganda machine that tells lies about who you are?
uh, like you say, it's propaganda machine. We are not like this. We are in Tunisia. We have people who pray. We have people who drink beer. We have people who drink alcohol. It's not like we can live without other peoples. We are Muslim, yeah, but we are not like all with head like stuck head. We have an open mind. We are
Open.
Muslim. We know we like Catholic and Jews. We have no problem with them. We
Yeah.
live together. It's normal.
Yeah, normal, just living with people, your neighbors.
Yeah.
So you get on this boat, which is so wild to me. You're like, I saw an ad on Facebook. They wanted some captains and some mechanics. I'm a mechanic. Like I just called the number and they were like, yeah, you can go. It's so wild to me, but I love it, right? It's like just knowing what is the right thing to do. So a friend of mine and I, we talk and we say it's your responsibility if you have the ability to respond, right? And you have the ability to do something. Mila, she's playing a video game. She was about to die in the video game. That's what you
Okay.
heard just now. um, so you get on the flotilla, and your boat was different than a lot of the other boats, right? You all had 19 Arab men on the boat, and you had 5 women. As one
Four.
of those, as one of those Arab men on the boat, right? How were you concerned at all about being a target for Israel?
Mm. And the first time I was like I have my mother. I say I will go. She said, "Okay, you can go to Gaza. It's okay, because she's the one who will be really
Got
really
it.
yeah, she will feel it. And when I go, it's I have all the possibility. Maybe I will die in the in this mission, all the
Yeah.
possibility. It's was here.
So,
No,
so you're not scared. I want to talk
no.
about that for just a second. So you knew going on this mission, you might not come back. You might not see your family again, whether it's because you were unalived or you were in an Israeli prison for however long, right?
No.
Why is why is what's happening in Gaza and Palestine that important to you? Because it's literally worth your life.
Mm.
Why?
Because when we are young, we always when we go in like manifestation for Palestine, we say, "Give us a plane and we go to Palestine."
Yeah.
And this is the chance for me to participate in the Palestinian case.
Yeah. It's the chance
yeah,
for you to help. And so you took the chance.
yeah.
Yeah. So you get on this boat and you're in the middle of the water. We love that a love story happened, but we'll get to that later. Uh, um, you get into this water and you know that you're going to be intercepted. What was it like? What was the interception like for you?
Sailing was easy for me because I was sailing before and I know what is sailing in the fishing boat when I was working like mechanic. And after the when we have the drones too, it was like easy. We have seen nothing like dangerous or something like this.
Yeah.
And the interception was not so good because we have surrounded like
Yeah.
yeah. And it was like people who have arms and equipment and they are on the boat.
Yeah. So he's saying, listen, well, so if I don't know if you all caught the beginning of this, he's a boat mechanic. So boats and sailing, nothing for him. He's good with that, right? So that part of it was easy. Even seeing the drones wasn't tough for him, right? Because that's something that, okay, drones. But the interception is when their boat is boarded and there are arms, there are people with weapons, and they are pointed in their face, right? Were the men treated differently than the women on the boat?
Mm, no, no,
No,
they treat everybody like the same.
treated everybody the same. And Gerald,
Mhm.
During interception, is that what
During
you're asking?
reception,
yeah,
yeah,
during the interception, during the
yeah,
interception.
yeah, the boat, yeah.
So Geraldine was saying that you all had agreed before the interception not to talk and not to accept any food. And they were asking who the captain was, and nobody was answering. You all had this solidarity that you weren't going to give them anything. Were you
Yes,
worried?
yeah, yeah. The captain was in front of me in the boat.
He's in front of you, and they're asking who's the captain, who's the captain, and you're not telling them anything. You know who it is.
Yeah. No, we have like looking at him, and he was like he don't know what to say. He
Yeah,
was scared, I think, and the first time, but it's okay. Whenever nobody say who is the captain, we don't say anything. But he was
yeah,
covered.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
cute. Yeah.
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 So
And the interceptors they given us like a bottle of Israeli water. Like, don't know. They
yeah,
have company from there, and nobody who wanted to drink this water.
right. So yeah, when I talked to Geraldine, she talked about the IDF soldiers trying to give you all Israeli water, Israeli things, and no one took it because that's what they do for propaganda. They will show themselves giving Israeli water, and it makes it seem like they treat people well. But it was only when they offered you the water that you had on the boat that had Arabic writing on it, then you guys would accept that, so that you all would know that it was your water and not theirs. Yeah.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
it was like this. Yeah.
So after the interception, they didn't take you straight to port. They kept
No.
you on the ocean.
Yes,
Why? Can you tell me about
the,
that?
I don't know. It was a big boat, like I don't know, like a military boat, and they turn around the boat like 2 or 3 times. It
Hmm.
was we on the first time we thinking we will go into this big boat, and then no, they turn around and then we go like to they lead us
And us?
lead us to the port of
Oh,
Ashwood port.
they took us to the port.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you get to
And
the port. Go ahead.
And we have taken like 12 hours or 13 hours on the sea.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's exhausting.
Yeah. And we
Yeah.
have not sleeping well. Like this night it was like we are 24 people in the front of the boat. Like everybody.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're sick.
Yeah.
24 people packed into the front of the boat.
Yeah.
And Geraldine was sharing with us that one of the people on the boat had, you know how you guys have the solar lights on that come on? Um,
Yeah.
yeah, and that somebody's was coming on and he couldn't get it to turn off, and the soldiers were angry about that and threatening.
That was actually the captain that
Was that?
happened.
Yeah, I couldn't remember. I thought it was the captain, but I wasn't sure. So when you all get to port, and so Geraldine has already shared with us that you, as you guys are about to get off the boat, you guys weren't allowed to talk or touch or any of that. But there was this moment where your crewmates kind of got in front of you all so that you all could hold hands, and you were saying something to her. What were you singing?
I saying everything will be okay.
No, he's saying
Yeah.
to me,
You say to me,
"Shut up."
Lala Chai.
Yeah.
Look at his face. So you get there. So can you share with me what it was like as an Arab man in the Israeli prison? What was it like?
In our prison, they have like pushing us, and on the first time, on the first we pass all the thing because when we arrive to the port, we are on our knees like on the floor, and it was like not so good to stay like this, and they say no, push your hand down,
Oh my God.
don't look up, something like this.
Yeah. So we saw something similar. So in the United States, um, they've been using immigration to go after undocumented immigrants, right? And they sent a bunch of men from Venezuela to a prison, CCOT. They sent them to CCOT. And I noticed the pictures coming out of Israeli prisons are almost the same. They have everybody's head down, they have their hands up. If you raise your head, they push it down violently. Sometimes they will strike you. Um, were you in prison with any Palestinians, or were all of you all separate from the Palestinian prisoners?
No, we are only like the flotilla groups. No other Palestinian or other people with us.
Okay, gotcha. So what's it telling me? TikTok said something to me.
It's actually lagging on TikTok right now.
Yeah, that's what. Yep, I see it, and I don't know why.
That's
Oh,
weird.
now it's back to yellow. Who knows? TikTok does its things.
Yeah.
I never know what's happening with TikTok. So you all were separate from the Palestinian prisoners.
Yeah.
What was the worst treatment that you saw in the Israeli prison?
They not like I don't see anybody in front of me was hating or something like this, but
Mhm.
it was like a pushing, like they screaming on us. They insult us in their language and the Arabic language and other language we don't understand.
Yeah, yeah, just
So
speaking in
just on
Hebrew.
the in there, Aziz was actually put or released within 2 days, right?
Yeah,
2 days
yeah,
after
Wow,
reception.
yeah.
So he wasn't there for the majority of what actually
what happened
happened.
afterwards? Yeah. So why do you think? Do you think that you were released within 2 days because you're from Tunisia? Maybe.
No, no. because I have changed the paper that I don't want to stay in
I
Israel.
got you. I got you. I got you. Okay, so you signed
Yeah,
the paper and you were able to go, right? Because
yeah.
Geraldine, they were supposed to let you go, but you
Yeah.
ended up staying a couple of extra days as well, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I also signed it, but they didn't care. They didn't release me until day 5.
Mm.
Right
But
until they
very small handful of people that were released in the 72-hour mark.
right. So just a few.
Yeah.
Um, I know the answer to this question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. If there was another flotilla tomorrow and they needed a mechanic, would you go again?
Yeah, I will go. Sure, I will go. Yes.
Sure, I would go.
Yeah.
Um, and it's just because you've grown up your entire life knowing what's happening to Palestinians, and if you're
Yeah.
offered the opportunity to help,
Yeah, I will help. Always, I will help.
always, always,
Every opportunity to help, I will help them.
yeah, I love that. I, I I think part of me gets so emotional listening to you because there's so much compassion and empathy coming from you and others like you, and that is something that we are really missing here in the United States of America. We are
Yeah.
really lacking in compassion and empathy, and so it moves me when I hear it coming so freely, especially because it's not like a minor thing. It's like really your life. And so your mother said you could go. I love the fact that his mother said, "Yeah, you can go," because he had to check with me
His
first. Yeah,
his mom is so
Yeah.
sweet.
yeah. That must have been hard for her, though, right? Um,
Yeah. She was so hard for her. She was crying like when I wasn't accepted, and
Oh,
yeah,
baby.
she
Your poor
was.
mom.
Yeah.
yeah, I would imagine because that would be a hard. I'm a mom. I'm a grandmother, so yeah, my grandbaby. That's my grandbabies you hear back there. And so I can't imagine what it would be like to say, do you have siblings? Do you have brothers and sisters?
Yes, I have. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I
what
have
do
two sisters and one brother. One
two
brother.
sisters and one brother? So how did they all feel about you going? Yeah, it is. People
I
are saying,
haven't I haven't told them all in the first time, but yeah, yeah.
I didn't tell them all the first time. So what did
Yeah.
they think once they found out?
But if, after when I am in the sea there, I have talking to them to tell them, and my brother was like 24 hours a day
Oh,
searching for
yeah.
my news and
Wow.
Yeah,
Huh.
his brother was being obsessive. Like he had Al Jazeera going. He was on social media 24 hours. He's taking screenshots every time he saw a glimpse of Aziz on something.
Wow. Yeah. Well, I mean, I can imagine. I can imagine. People are saying in the comments, I'm just going to read a few comments. And if you guys have questions, please put them in the comments as well. People are saying that your selflessness is so beautiful to see, which I agree with 100%. Throw your comments, throw your questions in here. Oh, Deborah, please. Deborah, when I'm done interviewing Aziz, you can bring your little tail right on up here and I'll handle you. Sorry, that's me getting on MAGA in the comments. Do you guys have questions specifically for Aziz? And Aziz, what do you want people, especially in the United States, what do you want us to know about what's happening in Palestine?
well, I think it's we can always trust the medias in our countries.
We can.
Yeah,
We can't. Yeah, we can't.
yeah, we can't trust the media.
Yeah.
When people say that that this is a this is a what do they say? That this is two sides at war. What do you say about that? Do you see it as that, or do you see it as it's one side, and that one side is Israel?
Yes, it's like the Israel. We in the media we saw only the Israeli side. We don't see the other side of the Palestinian side.
Yeah,
Yeah, and it's like in America, like it's the partner of Israel. They can show the bad what they're
yeah.
doing there. Yeah.
How does that make you feel about the United States of America as a government? Like, not necessarily the people, but how does it make you feel about our government, our country?
The government of United States, it's
Yeah,
it's a partner. Like now, it's the one who helped Israel and everything,
yeah,
and it's from the beginning of all this.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. We're
but it's only it's a politic side. No, always a politic side because the people of America, I don't think that all they know about the Palestinian case or they know about Israel, what's he doing there.
yeah, 100%. What I can tell you for sure,
Oh,
things that,
TJK.
yeah, DJK is in.
What's up, bro?
DJK Geraldine's in the background going, "Oh, it's DJK, bro." I love that. So here's what I will say is that the people that I've had a chance to talk to and like just lay out like the truth, like the facts about what's happened, they do get it. And most of them, not all of them, but most of them do care. And what we're seeing right now is there are a lot of politicians and candidates that are returning APAC money, that are saying they're not going to take any pro-Israeli money. We are seeing it like it's like nothing I've ever seen. And people are being held accountable, and that makes me excited about maybe we'll get on the right side of things. I just don't know how long it's going to take, you know. Um,
I actually didn't know that.
you didn't know that?
No, I didn't know that. Thanks for
Oh
saying
yeah.
that.
So Abu Siraj put together a great like a collage of them, like a collection of them. And if you go to his page, I've shared it, but it's a video, and there are different candidates that are saying, I will not take APAC money. I will not take pro-Israeli money. I'm returning APAC money. I had no idea that this was a thing.
That is
And
so cool.
yeah, it is. And this is the thing that's giving me hope, Geraldine, is I really do think that Israel went way too far. They went,
Right.
and we know that just the illegal occupation is too far, right? But
Right.
from a world global perspective, it went to a place where even the people that support Israel couldn't get behind what they're doing, right?
Wow.
Um, and they are afraid now that people are waking up and people are learning the facts that that they're going to be held accountable when it comes from the people. I'm hoping that they are held accountable not just from the people, but in the courts, right?
Right.
We'll see if that happens. But I want you all to know, and Aziz to know that what you did and what you are doing is actually making a difference here too, right? So let me put this in perspective for you, okay? Just in case you don't know, and you can tell your mama I said so, right? Her son, you, participated in something that is helping to wake up an entire country. Like
Yeah.
you, like, like you're just looking at it like, oh, I'm just going to go help. It's no big deal. But I'm going to say to you what I said to Geraldine. I'm very grateful for your sacrifice and your willingness to do what you're doing. I am. I'm just grateful. Yeah, it's unique.
Yeah, I hope too. I hope that the American people can understand uh, the real thing about the Palestinian case.
Yeah, yeah, we do too. There. So A Money just came in. Hella, hella, hella.
Hey, money.
I've learned a little bit of Arabic, just a tiny bit. Um, so like I know Keith Halleck, Shukran, like Geraldine, I'm learning a little bit, girl, a little bit.
I'm
Um,
there, man. I'm there. It's
yeah,
hard being here. I love being here. I don't want to be anywhere else on the planet, but I'm learning like standard Arabic, which isn't the actual language here.
yes. I had to print off a piece of paper that says helpful Palestinian Arabic phrases because I was doing standard Arabic and they were like, that's not what we say.
Yeah.
So I just want to give you some comments. So the other Jen said, what you all have done has shined a spotlight on Israel's tyranny and their cruelty.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and so more than 80%. DJK, tell me where you got that stat from, because I would love to see it in writing. He's saying that more than 80% of Americans support Palestine. That would be an incredible shift. I do know
Yeah.
that it has come. It has like Israel's support has drained dramatically
Yeah.
here in the States. So 100%. Um, yeah. Yeah, appreciate you.
Well,
I'm
Prime
standing.
is here. Hey, Prime. Sorry, I can't help it. When I see the homies, I have to give a shout out just because, it's amazing to see the people that were there through interception, after interception, sharing all our videos.
Yes,
It's a good feeling to always see them in here.
100%. Yeah, 100%. So real digital news. I think that this is important. Okay, when people pop in, and we are specifically talking about Palestine, and you come in and say, "Well, what about the Sudan and what about Congo?" Listen,
Hmm.
you are doing what white people have done forever when we start to talk about um, the issues of Black people in this country.
Hmm.
To shine a spotlight on one people does not mean that you are neglecting anyone else, nor does it change the fact that what we are talking about is still happening. So,
Right.
putting attention on Palestine, right, in this one TikTok interview is not neglecting the Sudan and Congo. Matter of fact, I talk about them too, but there is a difference. And by the way, when you free Palestine, right, when you liberate Palestine, you liberate the majority of the world along with it, because it will shift the global perspective as to what is okay to do to human beings. And I believe
Right.
that with every fiber of my body. I believe, because what I believe is that the entity, the power structure that is doing this, they're all connected together. And when it becomes unacceptable to do to Palestinian people, it will become unacceptable to do to anybody, right?
Yeah, yeah,
It comes from a Reuters poll. It's 56%, 56% of this country now supports Palestine, and 80% of Democrats. So we're getting there.
Yeah.
Anything else that you would like to say to people that are watching, to people that will hear this anywhere, because I'll put it out on my podcast here shortly. Girls, thank you.
I'm kidding.
No. uh,
Anything else?
Danny, it was a very good mission. It was. I want do it again and again.
Yeah.
It's for Palestinian, and if I can help without another way, I will always help the Palestinian people.
Yeah,
And I hope the other people from other countries, like I saw in the flotilla, like from Poland, France,
Italy.
yes, Italy, Spain, it's from everywhere,
Everywhere.
everywhere. From
Yeah,
Pakistan, from everywhere I saw people. It was, it's for humanity, it's not only from Palestine. Yeah.
agreed. 100% agreed. I am very grateful for you for joining me and talking to me. I know that you were a little bit nervous about it, but listen, this right
Can you
here.
tell him his English isn't bad?
No, your English is not. Your English is great. Your English is.
Thank you.
Listen, your English is way better than my Arabic. So
Thank you.
listen, yeah. But listen, Geraldine. Like 2 days ago, I was on live, and I'll greet people, and then I'll normally say like the Keith Halleck, and I know they're going to say alhamdulillah because they say alhamdulillah to everything, right? Whenever you ask
Right.
how they are, they could be on death's door and they're going to say alhamdulillah, right? But then the guy that I said it to came back with a whole line, and I said, "Oh, you have far exceeded my ability to talk."
Yeah.
I was like, help me, because he just told me how he really is, and I don't know. But
I get that all the time. If I just say even like Cape Haluk, if I say Marhaban, they just come right back like full blown Arabic, like, oh, sorry, no,
yeah, I'm like,
Inglesía or Spanish.
yeah, I'm like shway shway Arabic, shway shway.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
but I appreciate you guys a ton. Geraldine, as soon as I get these all clipped, I will send you links. I know you've seen them live. And then when I put them on the podcast, I will put them up as well. You
Thank
guys
you.
be happy. I love the fact that you all have found each other and that something so beautiful has come out of this. I really do. I think it's great. Um,
Thank you, Daniel.
you're very welcome. So, and yeah, you got to live stream the wedding so we can all see it.
Yeah,
It's gonna
sure.
be on the boat.
Yeah, you got to live stream it from the boat. But I appreciate you both very much, and we will stay in touch. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you,
Welcome.
free
Danny. Free
Palestine. Thank you.
Palestine.
Free Palestine. Absolutely. Appreciate you guys. Okay. So, guys, that was Aziz. He was the boat mechanic from the flotilla scribe that was part of the global SUMUD flotilla. Um, yeah, I'm super happy from them. It's really beautiful, right? And uh, Oh, yeah. Mohammed OS, you're more than welcome. More than welcome. Oh, I changed my whole screen and didn't mean to do that. Give me 1 second. Salam, Mohammed. It is just beautiful. Folks, I really want to point out um, just his whole attitude was, yeah, ever since I was a child, right? My parents, and I think that this is what people, the way that it's portrayed, let me just say this, the way that it's portrayed in the United States is that their children are radicalized, right? That's the way it's portrayed, especially in our movies, especially in our stuff, right? Um, as if they don't have a reason to be angry with us. I really want to point that out. So, listen, if you grew up your entire life watching a country help another country hurt your neighbors, hurt the people who live like you, pray like you, think like you, worship like you, all of that, would you not like them? I don't know why the United States of America acts like everyone should love us when we do really shitty things to other people and to other countries. They are not, listen, they are not that. Listen, I love the people. Wait, let me say it correctly because y'all know I like to be truthful. I love the majority of the people in this country. I love the potential of everybody in this country, right? I love the potential, but I don't like everybody in this country. But our government, I do not like. I want to be clear. I do not like the way our government functions. I do not like the way that it puts corporations above the lives of people. I do not like the way it engages and compromises for foreign entities. I do not like the way that it has levels of humanity, right? Or who deserves humanity. Those are just things that I do not like. And I think it's important that we start to get really honest about who the United States of America is, who we are as individual people, because we know it's not just the present day government. Listen, I showed an interview of Jimmy Carter, former President Jimmy Carter, in 2007, talking about the compromise that our country was making for Israel. Yes, baby. Oh, you need help? Hold on. Okay, there you go.
I'll find a pic
Yeah.
by myself.
Yeah, you got it. So it is not just this present day government. This present day government has gone farther than anybody else, sure, right? I agree with that wholeheartedly, but let's don't act like our government wasn't doing this the entire time, right? Yeah, Abdul, you're more than welcome. Okay, so I have said this before and I have no problem saying it again, okay? We are a country that was birthed out of unaliving people, raping people, stealing from people, committing our own genocide and ethnic cleansing. That is what this country was founded upon. Now you can try to, clean it up any kind of way that you want to, but those are the facts. Those are the facts, and they are not pretty. They've written books and put books in schools to try to shape it different than that. But that's the absolute truth. Right? So if we could talk for just a second about this.
Oh, dun.
There were between, and it's hard to know the numbers, okay? But the population of Native Americans ranges at about, sorry guys, I'm reading comments as I go. Between the Americas, North and South, they say roughly 50 to 100 million people, right? That's what they say. In the United States, what became the U.S. and Canada, it's upwards, at about 18 million. Whereas now in the U.S., somewhere between 5 and 10 million. I don't know why it's such a gap. It's not like we don't have census now, because we do, but I guess it's because of how people identify. But the reality is that we unalived millions upon millions upon millions of Native Americans to build this country. I just did pedal, but not Aziz. It's the Aziz who's the global SUMUD flotilla participant. He's I just finished interviewing him, pedal. I just finished interviewing him. So, I think it's just really important that we understand who we are as a country, because that is going to play a significant part into what happens to us in the next 12 months. And people don't have to like me saying that. And by the way, that is not anti-American and that is not unpatriotic. It's the most patriotic thing I could say. Patriotism, just so that we're clear, is not the same thing as nationalism. I think it's so important that when we use terminology, we use it correctly and we use it accurately. Hey, Wawa. So listen, patriotism and nationalism are not the same thing. Patriotism says, I'm going to hold my country accountable and I'm going to do what's necessary so that we live up to our full potential and what's for the best interest of the people that make up this country. That is being a patriot. Okay. Nationalism says whatever we do as a country, I support. I think we're great, no matter what it is that we say, no matter what it is that we do. And I'm not a nationalist. I'm a patriot, but I'm not a nationalist. And it's important to make that distinction. Nationalism is dangerous to society and to citizens because it justifies anything, especially when connected to religion. So I want you all to take this away from that, right? When we start to have these conversations, for example, that interview I just did with Aziz, right? And he's from Tunisia, okay? And he immediately said, I got on a boat because I saw something on Facebook that said they needed captains and mechanics, and I'm a boat mechanic. So I just called the number. And then he goes to have a conversation with his mother, knowing that he might never return. And she gave him permission to go. And it's because what's happening in Palestine is wrong. And he says, I've seen it my entire life. Do y'all understand that? He's seen it his entire life. And when he was presented the opportunity to go, he went. And he said, I will go again and again and again and again until Palestine is free. Salam, caveman, right? And it's so important. I said this during the interview with him, and I'm going to say it again right now. I think one of the reasons I'm so moved by his willingness to just put himself at risk, and the compassion that they have for the Palestinian people, because compassion is something that we are missing in this country. The United States of America is missing its compassion, its empathy, and its humanity. And we've got to get it back. Yeah, Wawa, it was recorded. It was recorded. Yep. I've got several clips that I have done. I've got Mel, who is a physician from GLIA. I've got hers that's clipped. It's a 9-minute interview when she popped on the other day. I have Geraldine's interview, and now I have Aziz's. And so all of them, I'm in the middle of clipping and editing so that I can get them posted up on the socials and uploaded to the podcast as well. So yeah, they are there. I'm just behind because I've been moving for the last week. So, yeah, the positivity was a relief, right? And this is what I'm saying for people. It is incredibly important. I want to talk a little bit about, appreciate you, caveman. I want to talk for a little bit about, the impact of this last flotilla. And I want to be careful in the way that I frame this, because it does not negate the flotillas that came before. It does not negate the decades upon decades of work from Palestinians to be heard, right? What it did was just help help that building up, that work that had been done to reach a climax of sorts that got national attention. And that's what was necessary. Now, if we're honest about that, if we are honest about that, we have to acknowledge that it's the fact that there was a young white woman who was the face of it. The world paid more attention because it was a young white woman at the face. Greta used her privilege to do what was right, and it made more people pay attention because that's what we know the media does. That's what we know the world does, right? And that's not being racist or prejudiced or whatever. That's just being that's being factually accurate. If you do not know that, then you simply need to go online and Google missing white woman syndrome, media bias by race. You will be able to see all of those things because there have been studies upon studies upon studies done that demonstrate that that is something that does occur. Okay. Not only do they make it into the media cycle more often, they stay in the media cycle longer. And that's what makes the greatest difference. Okay. But what this global SUMUD flotilla did is it brought the plight of the Palestinians to such a heightened state of awareness that it could not be ignored by the vast majority of the world. Right? It's not because they're more likely to be important. Why would you think such a thing, Pep? What do you think it is that would make a white woman more important than anyone else, or a white person more important than anyone else? It's an interesting turn of phrase that you used there. Do you mean that they might be perceived as more valuable? Is that what you mean? Because I would argue your point. And I would argue that it's not important, but valuable. And then we could talk about where that narrative came from as well, if you want to do that. They are not more likely to be more important. So I think it's really important to point that out. Well, like when we look at what happened with the Indians in Western Canada, more Indians were what? I don't know what you're trying to type. Be specific, Pep. Here, let me just, whoops. How did that do that? Oh my Lord. TikTok has made your print so big. Oh my word. Oh my word. What has, oh my gosh. TikTok doesn't want to get rid of what's happening. It will not swipe and close these comments. Well, I can't see anything except really big comments. Oh my gosh. Hold on, guys. TikTok is doing it's a thing right now, and I don't even know what it's doing. Yeah, guys, I'm going to have to, it's not doing it, Kat. It's just stuck. It's literally stuck. I'm going to have to restart TikTok, guys, because it's just stuck. Oh, yeah, I got to restart. I'll be right back. I can't even exit. Like, I can't even hit the exit. Oh, it went away. It went away. Stop. I'm good. Whatever that glitch was, I'm okay if it never happens again. What the absolute hell? I was like, I don't have an exit button. I don't have an any button. What just happened? I'm okay if that never ever happens again, ever. Um, but I think that I don't even know what I was saying. What was I saying? Oh, I was talking to Pep, wasn't I? So let me go back to what I was saying about this last flotilla and what it did. Hey, Clarice, and here's what's so important. And if I could, I would want to tell every member of that flotilla, all 500 of them, right? That they should know that their sacrifice, right? Their sacrifice is making the entire world pay attention. Their choice to be of service to Palestinians is having a significant impact even on the United States of America, on our politicians, on our people running for office, on the conversations around AIPAC and pro-Israeli PACs. All 500 of those people should know that what they did is have an impact, like on a historical level, right? And that's really incredible to be able to have been part of something like that. And so I think it's important for people to know that it was not for nothing. There's been significant growth and benefit to what they did, right? Oh, I think history will celebrate them, Farah, not just remember them kindly. I think that history will celebrate Palestinians. I really do. Good afternoon, Siberio. And what I really hope is that we learn our lesson. So one of the things, let me see, you took a picture?
Yeah, my outfit.
Oh, I love it.
I took a picture of my outfit on Roblox.
I see you did. So how many of you all believe and understand that?
I'm gonna draw a picture.
Okay, babe.
Button by myself.
How,
Okay,
oh yeah, Kat, definitely not. Let me say this to you all. How many of you all believe that it is up to us as individual people to determine how long the United States of America suffers and Palestinians? How many of you all believe that it is up to us? And when I say that, I'm not talking about a particular political party. I'm talking about people as individuals. I believe that every single one of us has to take a look at who we are and how we are showing up in the world. Yeah, ask mommy to get it for you. Good to see you, Lynn. Right? It is up to every single one of us. And what that's going to be based on is our willingness to do our work as individuals. It is, I'm going to say that part again. It is up to us. And the biggest difference is going to be how we show up as individuals, not just around the people who think like us, look like us, believe like us, hope like us, pray like us, love like us, but for the people that don't. And let me just say this. I think it's amazing that 7 million people showed up for a protest. But what I really want to know is how many of those 7 million people are registered to vote and are showing up at their elections in the next 2 weeks. That's what I really want to know. it's easy to make a smarty, a sarcastic sign and go hang out with a bunch of people who look like you, believe like you, think like you, pray like all the things. That's easy. That's one day. What are you doing the other days of the week? What are you doing the rest of the time? That's my question for people. What are you doing the rest of the time? Are you doing the heavy lifting? Because that is what's needed. We have to be having the conversations first with ourselves, second with the people in our circles, and third with the people who represent us. Right? Listen, I believe with every fiber of my being that people who did not vote last year and the people who voted third party last year, for whatever reason, are responsible for where we are today, even more so than the folks that voted for Donald Trump. Listen to what I'm saying. I believe the people that did not vote at all or voted third party are responsible for where we are today, even more so than the people who voted for Trump. And the reason why is everybody that wanted to vote for Trump voted. 77 million of them. Had the people that voted third party and the people that didn't vote at all actually voted and didn't vote for Donald Trump, guess what? We would not be here. We would not be here. Everybody wants to blame MAGA. Blame your neighbor that didn't get out to vote. Blame your neighbor that couldn't bring themselves to vote for the Black woman or for the woman or for the Indian or for the whatever. And let me just say this for people who say I couldn't vote for G-side. A vote for Kamala Harris was not voting in favor of G-side. It was voting in favor of keeping the United States of America as a working democracy. Even if the shit don't work perfectly, it would have worked a hell of a lot better under her than under him. Just because I say yes to something that is made up of 1,000 different parts doesn't mean that I support all of the 1,000 different parts. And let me just say this to you all. So there are certain issues in which I will agree with you that Democrats and Republicans are two sides of the same coin on certain issues. For example, Israel. I will 100% agree with you that both parties are the same when it comes to Israel. You'll get no argument from me out of that. But they are not the same when it comes to women's rights. They are not the same when it comes to healthcare. They are not the same when it comes to education. They are not the same when it comes to LGBTQIA people. They are not the same when it comes to economic issues. They are not the same. And here's the thing. They put out a full playbook showing you how they planned to undo the democracy that has been created in this country. And if you're not listening to Steve Bannon, you better start paying the fuck attention. When he tells you that they have a way around the Constitution, the amendment that says that a president cannot have a third term, you better believe him. Because they do. They do. They are originalists. They agree in the original Constitution, not all of the amendments that have been added afterwards. They agree in the original Constitution and who it was written for, which is rich white men. Everybody else better wake up, because you are not included. There is a reason the GOP senators kept blocking ERA being added to the Constitution. Folks, they are so sure about this, they have written a book. The Heritage Foundation has written a book on how to challenge every piece of the Constitution. They've written a book. They love to put it in writing. Why the fuck people aren't reading it and believing it, I don't know. Because they are surely telling you straight up, this is what's coming. Yeah, they've written a book. You can buy it on Amazon, damn it. On how to challenge every part of the Constitution. It's the Heritage Foundation's Guide to the Constitution. Now, you might be wondering, where did the Heritage Foundation get all of these legal people to analyze the Constitution? When you understand that the Heritage Foundation is connected to the Federalist Society, and you understand that the Federalist Society, which came around under the Reagan administration, right? You have to understand that the Federalist Society, their entire purpose is to recruit, did you hear me? Is to recruit young lawyers, young legal minds, and get them into positions in judgeships across the country from their perspective, from the conservative perspective. That's what the Federalist Society's job is. That is how you got Amy Coney Barrett. That is how you got Brett Kavanaugh on the Supreme Court. True story. Right? And these are things that are really important. Now, James, I sent you an invitation to come to the panel, and I would love for you to have a conversation with me. Well, James, come up here and let's talk about it. I'm not going to fuss with you in the chat. We're going to have a conversation like two grown adults, assuming you're an adult. I've sent you an invitation twice, James. Are you going to accept? I don't debate, James. I said discussion. So do you know how to have a discussion, James, or no? No, a debate is not a discussion. A debate is a debate. That's why they're two different words, James. If you look up debate and discussion, they don't have the same definition.
Mom, Mommy has some dish because the water. Oh, Mommy has some dish.
Why are you yelling, baby?
Mom, me has some dish.
Well, I'm not a Democrat, James.
Mom, I want more waffles.
So,
Mom,
do you want to talk or do you not? Because you're just chirping in the chat. James, either accept my invitation in 60 seconds or you will get booted from the live. Because I don't do people talking shit in the comments who can't come up and have an actual discussion.
Apple water out. Yeah, Mom.
You got about 40 seconds, James. James ain't coming. James ain't coming. That's what I thought. Will you get me some ice and some water out the machine? Yeah, they never do. He could just go ahead and get on out because he ain't coming.
I got you.
She wants some ice.
Can mommy put some ice in it first?
I'll put
Thank
ice
you, babes. Yeah, there's goes James. He's by. He's gone. All right. So I want to talk for just a second. We finished the interview with Aziz. I want to go now to 3 things that are all connected together. I want to talk about Israel. I want to talk about, give me one second. I want to talk about Israel. I want to talk about AIPAC. And I want to talk about Congress. And I've played it several times, but I'm going to play it again. And a couple of other things for you. Can we just write one more time in about 10 minutes? I'm going to open up the panel, please. Give me 1 second. Oof, I don't know why I typed that because that was not true. Give me 1 second, folks. I'm going to pull it up because I'm going to play it again for you. Yeah, and I don't want anybody else's ad lib on it.
I'm gonna take a little bit of water off the table and put her lid on it.
Did you get me water, Mila? Thank you, sis. Yeah, mommy's making them. Thank you. I got this really cute mini waffle maker, guys, and we used them today. It's called Dash. It was so cute to do something different than pancakes. So anyway, that's the kids are coming back asking for more. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna play this interview. I've played it several times, and I'm gonna play it again to kick off this conversation. And if you are someone that is pro-Israel, I would love to talk to you. So you are welcome to join this conversation. If you are someone who supports Israel, if you are someone who is America first, I want you to listen to this conversation right here. Okay. So let me share my screen for you guys so that you can see this interview. Why can't you guys see it? There we go. All right, here we go. So listen, make sure you guys can hear it. He said, it's the word apartheid is exactly accurate.
Is exactly accurate. You know, this is an area that's occupied by 2 powers. They're not completely separated. The Palestinians can't even ride on the same roads that the Israelis have created or built in Palestinian territory. The Israelis never see a Palestinian except the Israeli soldiers. The Palestinians never see an Israeli except at a distance, except the Israeli soldiers. So within Palestinian territory, they're absolutely and totally separated, much worse than they were in South Africa, by the way. And the other thing is, the other definition of apartheid is one side dominates the other. And the Israelis completely dominate the life of the Palestinian people.
Why don't Americans know what you have seen?
Americans don't want to know. And many Israelis don't want to know what is going on inside Palestine. It's a terrible human rights persecution that is far transcends what any outsider would imagine. And there are powerful political forces in America that prevents any objective analysis of the problem in the Holy Land. I think it's accurate to say that not a single member of Congress with whom I'm familiar would possibly speak out and call for Israel to withdraw to their legal boundaries or to publicize the plight of the Palestinians, or even to call publicly and repeatedly for good faith peace talks.
So I want to pause right there to draw attention to what he just said. This is a 2007 interview with Amy Goodman from Democracy Now! This is former President Jimmy Carter. And what he says unequivocally is he does not know of a single member of Congress who would be willing to call out Israel for them to withdraw to their legal boundaries, because where they are now is illegal. He said, I don't believe that there's a single member of Congress that would say that would even argue about the plight of the Palestinians, or even call for good faith peace talks, which, by the way, the quote unquote ceasefire that we have now, that doesn't even meet the standard of good faith peace talks. So I want you to hear what President Carter went on to say.
There hadn't been a day of peace talks now in more than 7 years. So this is a taboo subject. And I would say that if any member of Congress did speak out, as I've just described, they would probably not be back into Congress the next term.
He said, if they did speak out, they would probably not return to Congress the next term. Now, I have a question for people, and I really sincerely want to know the answer to this question. How many of you all like hearing that members of Congress are so beholden to Israel that if they were to speak out against Israel's illegal occupation of Palestine or about the plight of the Palestinian people, that they would not be able to return to Congress the next term? As American citizens, how do you feel about Israel having that level of influence and impact over your elected officials? For those of you all who support this America First agenda, does that qualify as America First? Right, it's not okay. I want you to listen. She asks him, who are these forces? Who are these powerful forces that would make it so that they could not return? Listen to this.
Who are these forces that you're talking about?
Well, there's an inherent commitment in America, which I share as a Christian, of a deep commitment to make sure that Israel is safe and that Israel is free, and that they can seek for peace. So there's a strong inclination for all of us to support Israel's continued existence in peace. And that is added on to by the very effective work of the American-Israeli group called AIPAC, which is performing its completely legitimate task of convincing Americans to support the policies of the Israeli government. And AIPAC is not dedicated to peace. They're dedicated to inducing the maximum support in America, in the White House, in the Congress, and in the public media for whatever policies the Israeli government has at a particular time. And
so I want you to hear, he says it's about getting Congress and the White House to do what is ever in the interest of the Israeli government. I'm going to tell you why, Jules. So Jules is asking the question on TikTok, why did he feel the need to point out, quote unquote, completely legitimate? Because it is legitimate to lobby Congress. I think people need to understand that what is in question is why they aren't registered as a foreign lobbyist, because they get around it by saying the American Israeli, right? Instead of saying right, because they're not registered as a foreign lobby. And they should be, because they are working on behalf of the Israeli government. And he goes on to say that. And then he goes on to say they're extremely effective. Listen.
Extremely effective.
Do you agree with Walton Mearsheimer, their new book, The Israel Lobby, about the power of AIPAC determining U.S. foreign policy?
I have to say I haven't read the book. I've read stories about it. I don't really know about the details of it, but I do know that AIPAC is very powerful and completely legitimate. I'm not complaining, because that's their purpose in life, and AIPAC, I think, was organized in the distant past, I think, when Eisenhower was president, and they've grown in influence, and in some ways they have to be admired.
Did they influence you as president?
Not really, because I was immune from those pressures. When I was elected president, I came out of nowhere. Nobody thought I was going to win until the last minute.
So let me address this thing about admired. This is Jimmy Carter in 2007. Listen, let me tell you why he says, and in some ways to be admired. What he's saying is because they have an agenda and they are accomplishing that shit like to the T, right? This is what their obligation is. This is what their purpose is. This is what they have set out to do. And they are doing it. And in some ways, that's to be admired because they are doing it. So it's like saying that, I might not admire what the Republican Party says and does, but their ability to get on one accord in their messaging, that's admirable. Not in a good way, right? But just the fact that they are able to accomplish that, because it is something that the Democratic Party has not been able to do successfully, right? And so that's what I would imagine him to mean by that. That's how I took it.
And so I wasn't obligated to them. And I worked assiduously almost every day of my term as president to bring peace to Israel, and also peace to Israel's neighbors. And we negotiated a peace treaty between Israel and Egypt, not a word of which has ever been violated. So I don't think there was any doubt that my commitment then and now was to see Israel have peace, living in harmony with its neighbors, and justice as well, and peace for Israel's neighbors.
President Carter, when did you come to understand, through your presidency and beyond, the situation of the Palestinians?
Well, the situation with the Palestinians when I was president was not all that bad. The first time I went to Israel.
Now, I find that to be an interesting sentiment. He says the situation when I was president in Palestine was not that bad. Was not that bad for whom? Because when you were president, they were already illegally occupied, right? I mean, in 67 is when they went for an even bigger land grab after the Nakba of 1948. So it's interesting that he says it was not all that bad. Well, I don't know. Do you consider living in an open air prison not all that bad? Do you consider being under illegal military occupation 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, not that bad? Because I think people would beg to differ about that. But that's what he says. Let's keep going.
I was governor, and I went to the West Bank. There were only 1,500 settlers in all of the West Bank. And the general presumption, even by Israeli leaders with whom I met, was that Israel would withdraw from the Palestinian territories. It was a temporary thing. And when I negotiated an agreement with the Prime Minister of Israel, Begin, he agreed that the political forces and the military forces of Israel will be withdrawn from Palestinian territory. That's all in a written agreement. But in the last 10 years, I would say the situation has deteriorated rapidly. Not many people are permitted to go and visit as we have done. For instance, members of B'Tselem, the outstanding human rights organization within Israel, those members are not permitted to go into areas of the West Bank. They have to observe from a distance what goes on, say, in Gaza now. But on 3 occasions, the Carter Center, led by me personally, have been invited by the Palestinians to monitor their election.
So the Carter Center oversaw 3 different elections in Palestine, including when Hamas was elected. I want to share something else with you so that you see this. I want you to see what happens when you go to AIPAC's website. Okay, can we do that together? I'm going to show you all something. Let me share my screen with you guys. And with you guys, I want to show you, because I want to pay attention to some details. Because if you don't think that talking about AIPAC is talking about our Congress, you're sorely mistaken. So I'm going to show you what this looks like. You ready? So here we are. And watch this. I'm going to type in AIPAC, the American Israel Public Affairs Committee. So now I'm going to go to their website, and I want you all to see the images that display on this website. You ready? So Trump, Congress, there's Jeffries. There, look, Congress, our military, IDF soldiers, our military, our Air Force. Did you see Hakeem Jeffries again? You see the Republicans? Do you see Mike Johnson? I just want to make sure that you all are understanding that when we talk about AIPAC, we are 100% talking about the United States government and your Congress. I want you to see the intersections of our military being advertised. Our military is being advertised on a fucking political PAC website. Can I say that again? Our military is being advertised on a lobbyist website. Look down here at these soldiers. Watch down here, this one. That's Israeli soldiers with our Congress behind them. Are you all offended yet? Because you should be. There are 5 million members in every congressional district in this country. And then it says who we are. You can check it out. These are their policies, what we lobby for. It's the largest pro-Israel PAC in the country. I'm going to talk to you some more about that. Here's Richie Torres's evil ass. And they give you immediately something for them. This is a letter. All you got to do is put your stuff in, and they'll send it for you to your appropriate representative based on your zip code. If you just go to their website and put your name in. There is no time more critical than now for the pro-Israeli movement to unite. This should disgust you all. Haley Stevens. That's Michigan Democrat right there. Can we take a look at their policy agenda? We support pro-Israel policies that strengthen and expand the U.S.-Israel relationship in ways that enhance the security of the United States and Israel. How does Israel enhance the security of the United States? They don't. If Israel would stop if they'd stop booming their neighbors wouldn't be so pissed. Key issues. Strengthening the U.S.-Israel relationship. Now I want to show you what this is a whole thing that has actually been taken up by the Heritage Foundation again. The Heritage Foundation came out this year in March with a plan on how to expand the relationship with Israel from special relationship to strategic partner. I'll show it to you. Supporting security assistance to Israel, promoting peace, which is a lie, countering Iran's aggression and boom weapons. Now, let me just say this. Iran, number one, does not have big boom booms. Iran allows inspectors to come inspect their big boom facilities. It is Israel that has between 400 and 700 big boom booms and does not allow them to be inspected. Not Iran, Israel. Combating terrorism and opposing anti-Israeli discrimination. Oh, wait. I thought you were saying anti-Semitism, but no, you don't mean that. You mean anti-Israel. This is what Project Esther is all about, people. Project Esther is about squashing opposition to Israel. Since when does the United States of America dictate to its citizens that they cannot oppose another country? That is Project Esther, written by the Heritage Foundation on October 7th, 2024, published. 100%. If you don't know what those things are, let me just take a poll for a quick second. If you are not familiar with Project Esther, please put a 1 in the comments. And if you're on the Tube of You, the Book of Faces, or the Stack of Subs, I'm not seeing your comments right now. Oh my gosh, there's a lot of you. Okay, I'm going to slow down because I talk sometimes like everybody is familiar and you are not. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do, because it looks like the stuff on Facebook and YouTube and Substack isn't cooperating properly. So here's what I'm going to ask you all to do. I'm going to ask you, if you are watching on those platforms, to please come watch me on TikTok. And then what I will do is I will take this TikTok live and I will put it on all of those platforms so you can see the rest of what I'm about to talk about. It's just that this streaming service isn't showing me. I haven't seen a comment from anywhere, even though people are watching, in the last 47 minutes. So I'm going to shut it down and then I'll post it over there. Okay. So come to TikTok and see me over there. Okay.